chairs, like smoke in front of me. Is this a good angle to sit like cabbage shredding move? I'll do it.
That's your legend dance.
I'm Sharon Flynn. I'm sole parent of 3 daughters. I have a business called The Fermentory, which grew from within my kitchen 8 years ago. We specialise in living foods and drinks. I sell to people directly online for pickup, to supermarkets and to restaurants and caterers. 2 kind of desperate reasons, I think. One was my daughter was unwell and I realised she needed living foods in her gut to get on a healing journey. And then midway into that, word got around and a lot of people needed it, and I saw a sort of a sad gap in the market for real traditional ways of making these foods that we used to have. And then at the same time, I was in a situation similar to like Weeds or Made, and I needed the cash. So it just sort of, I started selling it from my porch, my boot of my car, and I didn't have a business plan. It was just like, you want it, I'll make it. You want it, I'll make it. And pretty quickly it grew to, I think within a year I was at Cumulus. A couple things actually. When I teach people how to do it and to encourage people to get this into their lives, to get in touch with their ancestors or who they are as humans, and the bacteria works with us, and to put a little bit of that magic into their daily life, maybe start a ritual, which we don't have a lot of these days. If I can share a little bit of the problems within our food system that I've learnt, because I'm not in hospo necessarily, I'm in manufacturing, and it's pretty problematic. The way that we're encouraged to make everything cheaper, faster and more is really sad. That's the thing, I don't think capitalism and food and farming go together, and it might work in some industries, but it certainly hasn't worked in this industry and for the benefit of any of us. Soz. I can get more lighthearted. Well, all humans, food came from, we were able to transform food to make it edible in 2 ways, fermentation and fire. And I know people love poking a fire. You watch anyone around a fire, it brings something out and it brings us all together. And the same, once somebody starts fermenting something themselves, something does come over you. You feel something. The same as when you put your hand in soil, you feel a connection. And this one's so easy because you can just chop a cabbage up and put it into a crock, and you can feel like people have been doing this for thousands of years. And we should try and do more of what we used to do to transform food, or to stay alive, or to feel warm. All of those things, they're still available to us now in 2021, but we were doing those things in 1021, and before that. So sometimes I think these days we are disconnected from our basics, and you think getting back to the basics is maybe just minimalizing your house or something, but I feel like getting back to the basics is where we came from as humans. We came from bacteria. We've had this relationship with bacteria since forever. It's symbiotic. They need us, we need them, we feed them, they feed us. And it's hard to find that in a can. When I was writing Ferment for Good, I really felt, oh God, now the whole world's going to know I'm actually not very smart. It's here forever. And then so I just started imagining I was writing to my friends in other parts of the world that didn't even know I was doing this. I was like, it's quite difficult to give a recipe for fermenting because even though it's basic, it has a lot of little nuances, So I'd love them to, people who are starting out, my book would hopefully take away the mystery whilst instilling the magic of it. Yeah. So it's not difficult. People have been doing it forever in most rudimentary situations. So you can do it. But there's magic in it too, and behold that, I didn't know when I wrote the book the meaning of that people from all over the world get in touch with authors. Like, I've never done that. And I love it, when someone takes a photo on Instagram or they write me a letter. It's so moving and rewarding. It scared me that maybe the second one won't be as good as the first one now. There's always anxiety about that. But I'm excited for the next couple of years, actually. I've got a few books in the works, so yeah. And I'm a legend. Hospitality provides a place to feel, if you want to go and have a cup of coffee alone, you're not lonely. But if you want to go and celebrate with a group of friends, you feel cared for. You know, until I started this business, I didn't go, I would say, we went to restaurants here and there, but it's really having no restaurants available over the last few months makes you realise how often you rely on them to see a friendly face or to feel nurtured. Yeah. So, and I think people who work in hospo, they could also be nurses because they provide that same kind of care, maybe a touch on the shoulder. They will try and make you feel good. It's an expression of food and from a local area for sure, and expression of the current culture within the city as well. It's been hard, but stay curious and then follow your curiosity. Keep following that. If you're involved in food, there's a lot to be curious about. So don't let what's just happened stimmy that, because there's a lot you can do in your own home kitchen. Also, to not look around at what other people are doing, and do what makes you happy, because you can always feel that when you go to a venue or you eat someone's product. If it's made by someone who knows what they're doing and they like what they're doing, it feels comfortable. I think I might be the prime example of making something out of nothing. So you could definitely make something out of nothing. You just need to make sure you like it, because you might get stuck with it for a decade.